What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem back with another one for you. How you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to get into a topic that I feel's been pretty prevalent in my life, and it sometimes slips away, but sometimes slips back in, and I have to be conscious and look around and see if I'm compromising myself. Are you guys compromising yourselves? Are you aware that what you are doing is your own ideas, or is it someone else's that you're following along with? Is it your workplace? Is it your family's? You have to wake up and realize if you are. And I'm going to talk about why it's so detrimental to compromise yourself for anyone. And to start off, it's looking for outside validation. And that alone confirms that you are incomplete. And a lot of people feel this way. Society pumps into us that we should feel this way. They give us all these things to relieve us of this idea and almost keep us in this ongoing cycle. But compromising always leaves us empty. It's always going to leave you with the empty cup. It's a win-lose situation. It starts off with you doing things, hoping that it will please so-and-so, your family, your significant other, and it eventually forms into a lose-lose situation because you are no longer working and living at your highest potential, doing what you feel compelled to do, what you love to do, and it's no longer enjoyable for both parties because you're not a joy to be around. So it's going to eventually get that way if you do start to compromise yourself. You'll grow to start to resent the people that you were even trying to win over by compromising yourself. If you go against your heart's direction, you'll always resent them. And like I told you in past videos, like I had to eventually tell members of my family that I didn't want to work with them because it wasn't what I was feeling compelled to do. And another example, like even in relationships, I would always have a past of doing, and I still do it sometimes, of compromising myself and placing that person above my best wishes for me. I would stop doing my routines and doing certain things just to please them. And like I said, as time goes on, you grow to resent that person. So we have to learn how to integrate ourselves and, for one, stand firm on our beliefs and feel worthy of them. So we're not compromising ourselves to even do that. But yeah, you'll tend to overdo them to a point where you just feel empty. And I'd find myself feeling that way a lot of times in relationships, feeling the need to retreat and fill my own cup. And I used to be super horrible at that. Like I used to give. I was like a conditional lover. I was a conditional friend in high school. I would become friends and do things that I didn't always feel compelled to do in hopes that I'd be liked. And it was all stemming from a sense of a lack of self-worth at the end of the day. And that's the only real reason one would even compromise, because they feel like their beliefs and what they think is best for them is not worthy enough to stand up to their family's best wishes or their significant other's best wishes for them. Like they know what's best for you. That's never the case. It's a lose-lose situation. And you can't compromise yourself. You always will become successful when you follow your heart's desire. And one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and it talks about everyone has their own personal legend. And through this book, his name's Santiago, and he's a shepherd. He grows up, his family gives him all these sheep, and he's just told he should be a shepherd. But he's having these dreams to go off to see these pyramids and find gold. And he eventually decides to just take that journey. And the journey there is not always the most smooth ride, but at the end of it, he's fulfilled. But throughout the journey, there's a lot of people telling him he shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. He meets a girl who he feels compelled to even compromise his own mission. He even thinks about not even going to the pyramids because he doesn't want to lose this girl. And at the end of the day, he makes the right decision, and he doesn't compromise. And I feel everyone has their own personal legend as well that they feel pulled towards the whole time from a young age. And a lot of people just shut it out and compromise to society's beliefs, their families, their friends, significant other, and they just grow into a resentful being. They're no longer a joy to be around. And it's so important. I can't stress that. And you got to make sure you're leveling up to your best version, because that, for one, is a win-win for everyone. You win. You are in your best version of yourself. You're a joy to be around because you enjoy your time. You know you're doing what you need to do, so you're happy. People just love your energy because you're doing what you need to do. But say it like I didn't want to make these, say I never took the step to make these videos. When that was, during that time that I wasn't making videos and doing other things that I love to do, I would not be the most happy person all the time. And I'd get in relationships, trying to get the happiness from that, and always having this burning desire to do these things. And that vibration would overflow out of me and destroy relationships around me, because I was never living to my heart's desire, following my personal legend. I was compromising, and they could feel that off of me, that I was compromising, and they grew to resent me because they knew I wasn't living up to my own potential, and I was putting them above myself. You think everybody wants you to do what they want you to do, but they would love you more if you do what you know you feel compelled to do. And you got to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. That's another thing. People will tell you to be selfless and give. And if you don't have enough to give, don't give. Be real with yourself. You got to fill yourself up first before you start giving. Being that good person, just to be the good person, you'll suffer. I used to be that person, going through high school, being nice it was a conditional niceness. Like, nice for what? I was nice for reasons, for a lot of reasons, because I had a lot of I had no self-worth, really. I didn't really play too many sports. I wasn't the most popular kid, but I hung out with them here and there. But I would be conditional in the way I would go about things. And I'd go home and I'd be like a whole different person. But the friendships that were really true friendships, I still have to this day, but majority, they fell to the wayside because they weren't really great friendships. And and you got to realize what you tolerate as well as what you get back. So I was tolerating fake relationships, fake love, shitty behavior from people. They wouldn't treat me always in the best ways, and I would still stick around because I wanted their validation that I was part of that group, even though they would treat me like shit sometimes. So I'd be compromising my self-worth just to feel validation from these people that could care less and didn't have my best interests at hand. And it's a bad cycle. A lot of people never get out of that. And as well as relationships, lucky enough I was never in a horrible relationship where I felt I was compromising myself too much. But I'm getting better and better each day, leveling up each day. And people I talk to and the girls I talk to these days, it's definitely a whole other dynamic. And I'm still getting used to it, and they are as well. But it's all continuous journeys that we all have to be willing to go on. So don't compromise. Set boundaries. Boundaries of self-respect. Don't be a yes man. And don't be a yes man for sure. Like, surround yourself with no men. People that tell you no, but they tell you no because they value themselves as well, and they know that you are capable of doing more than that you do yourself. Don't have around a lot of yes men who just see everything you do as the best thing, because you're not growing at that point. And I would say, to wrap this up, you got to give with expectation of nothing. Give without expectation of receiving. Do it if you feel compelled to do, and if you feel compelled to do it, if that's who you are. If you feel a sense of really giving and that's your nature, then do it. Like, a prime example is my mom. She's like an angel. She's always giving, doesn't expect anything in return. That's just who she is. She's in the medical field. She's just always helping people. But I know I'm not that way. So I'm not going to be the good person and start to do that if I don't feel that literally intrinsically to do that. There's no need for me to do that, to be a good person. So I would say, to wrap this up, ask yourself, what do you want to create in this world? What is it that you want to bring forth? What is it that you want to be a contribution to? Maybe an already established company or movement that you love to be a part of. But I'd say figure that out and then go about filling your cup and yourself up with things conducive for you to achieve that. Because if you're not doing that, you're just wasting your time and you're compromising yourself. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that. I hope this resonated with you guys and maybe woke some people up if they are compromising on what they feel compelled to do and go in another direction. But if this resonated with you guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop more content. And just know, a belief may be comforting, but only through true experience can it be liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up, and until next time, I'm out.